There was once a time when people would say, do it for the Vine. Now it seems like people are saying, deported for the meme. That's right, a tourist was just kicked out of the US, and it was literally because of a meme. However, there's a bit of a dark twist. Now, first and foremost, we can all agree that Donald Trump's immigration policies are out of control. They are downright terrifying.
When you watch what played out in Orange County, how can you not be sickened by that? That you've got four heavily armed, and I'm paraphrasing here, 200-plus pound men kneeling, just watch it, beating a man who was out there cutting grass. He was cutting grass. And these heavily armed, masked agents who don't identify themselves, and the tactic is deliberately to terrorize, to scare people.
Yeah, even Joe Rogan has since spoken up about how distorted and screwed up these immigration crackdowns really are.
I don't think if the Trump administration, if they're running and they said, we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to go to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at constructions. I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said, we're going to get rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing like Home Depots get raided. Like, that's crazy.
Make no mistake, Donald Trump's entire administration is corrupt, and we're seeing it play out. Pam Bondi even is no excuse. That's right, in February, she signed this memorandum saying the Department of Justice shall use all available criminal statutes to combat the flood of illegal immigration that took place over the last 4 years. DHS might be doing more of the hands-on stuff, but make no mistake, the Department of Justice is behind this as well, and Pam Bondi's corruption is abundantly clear.
Attorney General, have you ever been registered as an agent of a foreign principal under the Foreign Agents Registration Act?
I assume you're talking about when I represented the country of Qatar for a very short time.
Hold on.
No.
No.
For anti-human trafficking for the World Cup. Anti-human trafficking for the World Cup.
Attorney
you can't
General,
put words in my mouth.
No.
You want to talk about incompetence? You're the one that said Joe Biden on PBS was competent. You had to retract those words.
Mr.
So don't
Chairman,
talk to me. Don't insult me publicly.
This is so discourteous. This is so outside the committee's guidelines. Taking a personal shot at me while swiping at Biden? Very strange and very unprofessional of you.
But now Trump's immigration crackdown has taken a bizarre turn. However, it could also have dark implications. Take a look. Norwegian tourist 21 is barred from entering the US after ICE guards find a meme showing J.D. Vance with a bald head on his phone. Now, at first glance, this might seem funny, even a little bit just kind of goofy, sure. But then when you step back and realize the implications here, hold on. We have a tourist who has a meme, a funny meme that's universally recognized. ICE guards search his phone and then kick him out? So is ICE watching out for legitimate threats, gang members, or are they actually just watching out for people that don't like the president and his administration? A Norwegian tourist claims he was harassed and refused entry to the US after immigration officers found a meme of J.D. Vance on his phone. Mads Mikkelsen, 21, arrived at New Jersey's Newark airport on June 11th, excited about his holiday, but his plans were thrown into disarray when he was reportedly pulled aside by Border Patrol and put in a cell. The tourist was then subjected to what he described as an abuse of power and harassment. They asked questions about drug trafficking, terrorist plots, and right-wing extremism totally without reason. Mr. Mikkelsen claimed the officers then threatened him with a $5,000 fine or 5 years in prison if he refused to give the password to his mobile phone. This is a blatant constitutional violation. The guards reportedly found a meme on the device's camera roll showing US Vice President J.D. Vance with a bald, egg-shaped head. Mikkelsen said after discovering the image, the authorities sent him home to Norway the same day. Again, people voted for kicking out gang members and criminals. Instead, we're just kicking out comedy, kicking out innocent 21-year-old tourists because they have a meme, and honestly, a really funny meme. I'm sorry, but kicking somebody out of the country because of this picture, you realize that's only going to make this picture spread way more. This man was on American soil. He has freedom of speech. This man simply had a meme, and that was enough for Donald Trump's goons to send him back, to just ruin his vacation all over a freaking meme. Do you realize that we have the most spineless, cowardly administration ever known to man? This is literally on par with when President Xi banned Winnie the Pooh films after people compared Winnie the Pooh to the president. All in all, this is an absolute travesty. We are becoming more and more like communist China by the day. Sure, I'm being a bit hyperbolic, but not really. I mean, we're literally kicking people out now because of a meme. Absolutely pathetic and spineless. Trump, JD Vance, no one takes you guys seriously, and it's for a reason, because you're both total memes.